Yo! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on this glorious Wednesday morning. Hump day! Mike. Hump day!
I need the mic on. Mike.
I need the mic. We are flying, man. We have football on Thursday night coming up in just hours, right? This is the best part of the football season is you get football injected directly into your neck all weekend long. Then you get a doubleheader shot on Monday night, and then you're only hours away before your next kick in the pants. Thursday's just around the corner. Tons of fun planned for the rest of the week. A lot of things planned for today. We're going to be talking to Kevin Acee, who had his big expose in the Union Tribune last Friday. Can't wait to talk to him about all that. Our best friend, by the way, and Padres insider. Also, we're going to be joined by a couple of female athletes to talk about the Surfer Girl Pro Surfing Contest. That's going to be later in the show. Interested to see what's going on there. Also, most importantly, we have tickets all over the place to give away. We've got Aztecs tickets. We've got Guns N' Roses tickets. We have a family 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Hallow Scream. So be listening all morning.
What's in the box?
And what's in the box for one of those pairs or 4-pack of tickets.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Is it Travis this week?
I forget.
Is it me or
I did last week.
I don't, whatever. It doesn't, we go to Rich then.
No, wait, was I the first one to put something in the box?
No, I put chapstick in. I think I was first.
You were first.
And then we did Rich. So
Then me.
Rich.
Okay. We're going like this. Yeah.
Same rotation. Question rotation.
Yeah. So yeah, what's in the box has quickly become a fan favorite because the text line lights up with guesses as soon as we play. And if you have never played, basically we put something in the box and then our listener and us try to guess what's in it.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Tomorrow, not only football, the final day of summer and the day that we can sing, do you remember the 21st night of September? God, I mean, I wait for it all year.
Yeah. Is that Earth, Wind, and Fire?
It is.
You're damn right.
It's like I think Justin Timberlake makes $1 million every year on May 1st because it's gonna.
It's gonna be May.
There's a really funny TikTok video.
So I think Earth, Wind, and Fire also makes a ton of money.
Good.
There's a really funny TikTok video of Justin Timberlake. And if you want to see it, just go to Justin Timberlake on TikTok, where somebody, does one of those things that they want you to stitch. So the entry video into his video is, tell me a word that you mispronounced that was super embarrassing in your life. And then Justin leans into the camera. He goes, the word me. It's gonna be May. It's got like 3 million views. It's pretty hysterical. All right. So a lot going on, especially with the San Diego Padres. And so today is a perfect day to talk to Kevin Acee later on, and we will. But in the interim, let's just cover what's happened recently. 6 games in a row. 6-game winning streak, the longest of the season.
By double.
Winning close games, by the way. Winning in blowout fashion along the way. And
digging out of holes.
Yeah.
I mean, coming back from behind.
Comeback wins. Like this is the Padres we were promised and we're being handed now late in the season with very little chance to enter the postseason.
And they're missing some of the key players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some pieces here.
Gary Sanchez isn't even playing.
Gary freaking Sanchez we're missing.
Yeah, by the way, which I cross myself. I do the sign of the cross every time I think about it. I just wish him well on that fractured wrist.
We love you, Scorpio.
We miss you.
Something happened last night that hasn't happened since May. Which was a walk-off home run for the Padres. The last time it happened was Ha-Seong Kim. This time it was Xander Bogaerts last night.
In the air to deep left field. Back goes Jones into the corner.
Back.
Gone. A 2-run home run for Xander Bogaerts. They walk it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those sports moments that can happen repeatedly in baseball that just always feels magnificent. And Petco Park lit up.
Oh my gosh.
Another 32,000 last night, I believe.
It's just, look, this city is dying for a team to care about in this way. You saw what happened during the tournament with the Aztecs. Like this city needs a winning culture. I mean, these are great sports fans. I remember when I was playing with the Chargers back in 2013, we went on a late season surge playoff run. The support was insane. This city goes bananas for a winner. Give them a winner. It's crazy. I'm sitting as a fan at home. I mean, living and dying on every pitch because I thought Blake Snell was going to have a no-hitter. And then obviously his pitch count ran up, and that's typical of Blake Snell. We know that he doesn't really have the whatever you call it, stamina to go 9 innings typically, but masterful work from him. Hitless baseball.
He's never got 9 innings in his career.
Yeah, 10 strikeouts, but it was
tons of walks. The people were on base all night. You wouldn't have known it was a no-hitter because people were on base all night.
He's it's just the way he pitches.
And Bomel did ask him, like, can you go 9? And he said, nah.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I'm curious what you guys think about that. I personally have zero issue with Blake Snell sitting down. I understand chasing part of history. If it was a perfect game, maybe it would be a little bit different. But with a no-hitter, with a guy who's on a contract season, meaning he's about to get paid in this offseason, I am doing nothing to risk.
No, forget all that. He did what was good for the team. I honestly think you get lost. You get truly lost when you're competing in the game. Like you stop, you forget all of that stuff. You're just in the game. I don't think he was making career decisions. I don't think he was thinking about history.
Agree to disagree on that.
Big time. I think personally, this is my personal opinion. I think he knew that if he went out there for another inning, he was going to blow up. Because like you said, Travis, I mean, runners on base all night long.
Yeah.
It takes one pitch for that game to be a loss. You're running a 5-game win streak. Hey, Skip, I can't do it. I mean, I got no gas left. You got to get in the relievers here. And I think honestly it was a team decision and less about Blake himself.
By the way, it was all knotted up at 0 at that time. So,
Right.
I mean, he's looking at potential extra innings. So all of a sudden you're going, well, even if I have a great next couple innings here, I'm at what, 135, 140 on the pitch count. I may have to pitch infinite pitches to get out of this game.
We were on the group text last night, and Travis was like, he may have to throw 200 pitches tonight.
So he did acknowledge, I think earlier in the week or before the game yesterday, this might be his last start as a San Diego Padre, and he wanted to go out and show out, and he did. It was masterful last night. That curveball of his might actually be unhittable. I haven't seen anyone hitting in a long time, but I totally disagree. That was a business decision. I mean, 105 pitches is a lot. Blake Snell knows his body. He knows how far he can go. That was him thinking about, okay, well, if I injure myself right now, how many millions am I taking off of my contract next year?
Yeah, I think before a game, you think about those things, and it's okay if you have that opinion. I think as a competitor and knowing how I felt in the heat of battle, and I know football is a very different sport, you never think about injury. You never think about what's next. What you're really thinking about, what you're really concentrating on is what's best for the team, what's best for you individually in that moment, in that game. And then also, you got to think about it from his standpoint. Like, is he going to be the one to close out this game? Or at that point, is Josh Hader? Like, I mean, even from an outsider's opinion, like you just said, he's never pitched 9 innings. It's almost a fait accompli that it's going to be somebody else finishing this game. So you have to hand the ball over to somebody else if you're Blake Snell in that moment.
One other point about Blake Snell, he pretty much locked up the NL Cy Young last week, but this adds to it. If he would have stayed in and, say, given up a home run or something, and his ERA takes a little bit of a hit, maybe things are different. I don't think it's different.
And that's the other reason why I don't think he was concentrating on the season or thinking about his money. Or I think he just made the right choice. Look, we've seen it happen with Blake Snell before. Like early in the season, when his arm's not really in shape yet, there are times where he's sailing for 5 innings and then he goes out there for the 6th and you're like, what happened?
No, yeah.
And he's just awful. So I mean, we very easily could have seen that in the 8th with Blake Snell. It didn't happen because I think he made a very smart decision. And I think that Bob Melvin, by the way, credit to Bob Melvin for talking to his pitcher about that, because there's a lot of, and Dave Roberts is one of them. Dave Roberts is one of them where he will shut down a guy and then there'll be some scuttlebutt. He's
done it 3 or 4 times with Clayton Kershaw when he had no hitters going.
And Clayton defends his manager,
right,
and which is great for their organization because God, that could be a storyline. But yeah, like there are certain managers who just don't let you do it. Don't let it be your decision. I think Bob Melvin, I give a lot of credit to him, especially the way the season's gone, giving him the option.
So the text line is already blowing up with what's in the box guesses, but they also have this to say from the 619. If the Padres would have been up like 6-0, I wonder if he would have kept pitching.
Well, see, that's the other thing. That
If
changes.
there was a cushion.
Yeah, that changes everything. You were saying this, Travis, right? And Ben, don't get me wrong. Like, there are certain players who think about that stuff. I don't think Blake Snell's one of them. But Travis, you made the point that it was nothing.
Mhm.
Like, when you have a ball game like that, like Snell is actually thinking about affecting their opportunity to win in that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be the pitcher that loses us this game after having 7 dynamite innings and setting us up for success. We wouldn't have gotten to see the walk-off maybe if he gives up, I don't know, a 3-run homer because he's gotten 2 runners on with 2 walks. Like, and very easily, because again, we've seen Blake Snell do that when he gasses out. That could have been the case. So I thought it was a great night for the Padres. The fans who attended the game at Petco Park agreed. You heard that roar after Bogarts went yard. It was everything that this season was supposed to be encapsulated in one night.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt it was. I mean, walk-off homers. You got a fantastic pitching from Snell. Hader comes in and shuts it down. I mean, that was what the season was supposed to be. Hands down. Great news. Those guys probably won't be on the team next season.
Yeah.
So it's a little heartbreaking, but a fun watch.
Definitely a
6
fun
in a
one.
row.
They've been
Why
beating
now?
teams they're supposed to beat.
Exactly that as well.
Like, if they would have been doing this all year, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. So, and unfortunately, teams in front of them also won last night. The playoff chances, I think, have even gone down from yesterday. So 5.5 back, 10 games left. Probably nothing's going to happen. But don't say that to Manny Machado or AJ Preller, because they're telling you they're still going to make the playoffs this season.
Yeah. Well, listen, they can say that. And like I told you about myself when I was in season or in game, you're a competitor. So you just have to keep your foot, pressed all the way down on that accelerator. And, just I get it. I totally get that mindset, but it's not happening this year. And that's fine. It would take a miracle or a disaster. I mean, honestly, for, because the help they need in front of them for this to happen. And by the way, the teams in front of them, all of them who are in contention for the wild card are 6-4 through their last 10 games. And I didn't even see finals last night. So
it improved since.
So you have teams who are performing pretty well down the stretch in front of them.
Fangraphs has them still at 0.1% to make the playoffs.
Right.
So win the World Series, though, 0.0. Which is
funny.
cool.
I think the odds to win the World Series should actually almost be better than the odds to win or get into the playoffs, because if they do happen to get into the playoffs, I have them as a pretty good
right. They're gonna go on a run.
I mean, just get super hot.
All of a sudden, Darvish elbow feels good.
Look at this team recently.
You just see him come out. His arm just looks like it's just like flailing around like one of those party noisemakers. Like it
looks like the Winter Soldier. It's just a mechanical arm.
They have the best record in Major League Baseball in the month of September.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude. Could we rewind back to May? It would have been way better if they were doing this then.
Well, it was May the last time they were at 500. They're still 4 games back.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, get off, Padres.
All right, we need a palate cleanser. All right, so speaking of fans, great fans obviously here in San Diego. Great fans in Pittsburgh. The Steelers, though, have been wildly underperforming, and it was an ugly loss to the San Francisco 49ers to open the season in front of their home fans.
No blame there. That's going to happen to a lot of teams this year.
Listen to this Niners honk. All right. Also, they do get the win over an AFC North rival. However, in the win, the offense was outscored by the defense, and so there were chants raining down from the stands. Fire Matt Canada! Fire Matt Canada! He's offensive coordinator, if you don't know, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has been for the past 3 seasons.
His fault for having a chantable name.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Canada,
yeah,
I suppose. Look, here's the deal. Mike Tomlin was asked about it at his press conference, his weekly press conference, and this is the way he responds.
Man, I appreciate their passion. I share their passion. We all do. Man, we love our fans, man. They inspire us. They challenge us. It's an awesome relationship. Man, we don't run from challenges. We run to challenges. This is the sport entertainment business. It is our job to win and thus entertain them. And so, we don't begrudge them for that. We want them to be fat and sassy and spoiled.
I love Mike Tomlin.
Fat, sassy, and spoiled.
That's how we describe the show.
Yeah. Wait. How
We used to.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Mhm.
We should rename our show "Fat, Sassy, and Spoiled." Now, who's what?
Fat, happy, and spoiled.
No,
Wasn't
he
it?
said
Oh,
fat, sassy, and spoiled.
Sassy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who would be fat? Who would be sassy? Who would be spoiled on the show?
None of us are fat anymore.
Well, I'm pretty fat. I mean, I did move the needle though. I was stuck, and it dropped a couple pounds.
I
Where
lost
are you-
2.5 pounds yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, did you? What the heck happened?
He sat
Yeah.
down for about 30 minutes. That's what happened. He's texting us from the bowl.
I'm at 264.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh
crazy.
my god! What was
crazy.
your initial weigh-in?
284. Oh, it's 20 pounds.
You lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
Applause
How
for
about that?
Travis.
How about that? Wow. Also for Mike Tomlin, I can go ahead and send over this guy's LinkedIn. The guy's name's Matt America, and he's from Leventon, Pennsylvania. He's an IT guy, but look, I mean, the location's right, the name's better.
We need to get Matt on the phone. We need to find out if he has offensive coordinating chops. So Matt
I'll work on
America joining us right now on a Thursday. Matt, there's a gentleman with the same first name, Lee name Canada, who's screwing things up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Have you ever called offensive football? No. But
What exactly is football?
how is your signal strength on your high fidelity internet? No, listen, fans, this is the fans' jobs. This is the fans' jobs. Look, I understand it's brutal if you're Matt Canada and you're standing on the sideline or you're up in the booth and all of a sudden you become aware of the fact that it's your name being shouted and the fan base, or I should say the attending fans, want you fired. Or maybe it was just a couple of knuckleheads who really want you fired, but they encourage, because it's groupthink, it's mob mentality.
Well.
And then all of a sudden you have a stadium chanting it.
Yeah, well, then all of a sudden that becomes the anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's hard to reverse, except win.
And also start putting up better offensive numbers.
Yeah.
That's the challenge. And by the way, what's so challenging about what we're seeing with the Padres is the support has been there all season long. Yeah, they've been booed sometimes on their home field, and they should be because
3.2 million fans will have walked through the doors at Petco Park by the time the season's over.
exactly. The support's here. The
Which
support's
I'm
here.
pretty sure is double their record.
It's I don't know if it's double their record.
I think they eclipsed
Because remember, they used to play at
2.7 or
the-
something for
they-
the
They played at the Murph.
right. But I'm talking about at Petco Park.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we'd have to look that up at Petco too, because there were a lot of people through the gates last year also. I mean, it's really one of those things though, where this is what you want. You want engaged fans. I mean, it sucks sometimes because, like I said, you'll get booed on your home field. But I mean, Travis, when you're at home, and I mean, you represent the majority of San Diego. Cracking open a beer, sitting on the armchair.
I thought you were going to say, when your family boos you, how do you react?
Do you think to yourself like this hurts, or do you think, well, at least they're engaged?
Yeah, no.
But I mean, like you want to feel something, because that's the reason why you put on a game in the first place.
Yeah, Rich. I mean, it is. But look, we're all the same here. We're all fans. We all do the same thing. You crack open a beer at home. You're watching the game. You're rooting for your team. The problem with the Padres season at the moment, where it's a little bit different, is, I mean, we were up and down on this roller coaster, and about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, maybe, I was done. It was like I broke up this relationship. We were over it, and then all of a sudden now they're doing all the right things.
Yeah.
They're saying all the right things.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, well, maybe that relationship does sound kind of good, and things maybe can be repaired. And wait, you're saying there's a chance, there's some hope, and you're pulling me back in, even though I know deep down it's just not going to work out. Not this season. So it's rough. I mean, it's fun watching a great game. I love watching Snell out there making magic happen. I love seeing a game like this going, this is what it was supposed to be. It's just tough going, It's not.
And Trav, the worry I have is this last. Say they go 16-0 over the last 16, right? Which they're 6/16ths of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
What if this somehow skews the Padre fan point of view to no longer be pissed off about this season,
Well,
even if they miss the playoffs?
Well, and I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Fletch. And I don't know if it skews the fan point of view. And even if it does, I just don't think so, because the fans came in here as this is World Series or bust. This is the team that's supposed to just dominate, and it didn't happen. Where my worry is if it changes the front office point of view, and they go, look, it worked. Look at September. We finally got it to work. So it'll work next year. Let's just keep it going.
Can you guys imagine if they win out and then it ends up being like the last day of the season and they like someone in front of them has to lose and they have to win in order to get in, and they win, they do their job, but then the other game's late at night and it gets to the very end, and then the team they needed to lose wins and they miss the playoffs by one game?
It's just not tracking that way.
Right, but it would be the most Padres thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, this already is the most Padres thing ever. And we're not going to see that. They're not in shape, and neither are these teams ahead of them in shape to have that situation occur. I would almost prefer, in some ways, after having kind of like an emotionless season at different times, to have there be some push towards end. But we are just on a great surge toward inevitability.
Garbage time stats.
Yeah. We're Xander Bogaerts just hit his 19th homer of the season. You know, he may eclipse 20. You know, Blake Snell added to the Cy Young campaign.
He's gonna win the Cy Young.
It's just one of those things where at this point we're just seeing compilation of statistics. We're seeing some maybe pretty up that end win-loss record, but outside of that, there's no hope for them to contend for anything.
The 619 texts in before we go to break. Don't worry, Fletch. We're still all going to be pissed off.
We have pairs of tickets everywhere, including a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld. So you can win this 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Hollow Scream at SeaWorld San Diego, with every twist and turn, death-defying drop, all new special effects, and more scares in 5 terror-filled houses. We'll give you something to scream about. There's even more dark magic lurking around every corner. With electrifying and mesmerizing live entertainment, the screamiest event of the season is now at SeaWorld San Diego's Hollow Scream, starting September 29th all the way through October 31st, Halloween, only on select nights. For more information, visit SeaWorldSanDiego.com or just be waiting for those tickets. We're going to give away tickets every hour. We got the 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld, pair of tickets to see Aztecs take on Boise State at Snapdragon, and Guns N' Roses tickets coming up on this show. Stick around. It's Big Rich, Tita, and Fletch on Hump Day.
The NFL Week 3 starts tomorrow. We take our first look at the primetime games coming up next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores. We will begin here with the Padres. They've now won 6 straight games as they beat the Rockies last night 2-0. Blake Snell all but locks up the Cy Young Award for the National League. Bad news for the Padres. Teams in front of them won last night, so they're still 5.5 back, 10 games left on the season. Elsewhere in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, he underwent elbow surgery yesterday. He'll be on track to only hit in 2024. He will return to the mound in 2025 if everything goes well. This all according to his agent. College football, a reminder, the Aztecs play on Friday night this week, not Saturday. Tickets are available at goaztecs.com for the conference opener as the Aztecs welcome Boise State into town. Listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight at 6 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. The head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, sits down with John Schaefer and Rich Ornberger for a full hour ahead of the Aztecs Mountain West opener on Friday night. $10 says that your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. Right now, when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next Staples purchase of $30 or more. In-store only. Exclusions apply. Staples, your new favorite place for Amazon returns.
Big Rich, CD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, and we present our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival live this Friday and Saturday from T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. The biggest names in music all on one stage. You can experience the show anywhere, streaming live only on Hulu, and you can listen on iHeartRadio starting at 7 p.m. That's sponsored by HES Solar.
So, Rich, I missed this over the weekend, but in the Seattle Seahawks-Detroit Lions game, there was a late hit on Jared Goff where it was actually a handoff, but the guy thought it was play action. He came in and killed Jared Goff off the edge. It was an edge rusher. The offensive line did not immediately go and kill the guy. And people are mad about that on the internet. Specifically, Detroit Lions fans are mad that the offensive line didn't step in and protect Jared Goff. What is the offensive lineman's responsibility if the quarterback takes a dirty hit.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. If you see it happen, you better go, go let that guy know right away. And then also, that's a marked man. Like in my mind, this is the way I always operated on a football field. As soon as something happened to my quarterback or to a receiver, a dirty hit to any of the skill position players, I'd be like, all right, number 19, safety. Next time I see him, I'm going
He's going to die.
Yeah, I'm going to go for him. You know, whatever that means. I mean, if he's hanging around at a pile instead of jumping on, I'm going to clean him up. If he's out on a play and it doesn't look like he's really going to get involved, I'm still coming for his knees. Like, it is a dog world out there. And when somebody does something to one of your guys, I mean, you go, the hit's out. And you are a marked man now for the rest of the game. I can't tell you how many defenders love that feeling. Like to be the guy that everybody's hunting up and to put players on tilt, to have them coming after him. It's the part of the game I miss the most. I love that feeling of lawlessness where I'm like, it's revenge. And with these two hands and these legs and this body, I'm going to try to put the hurt on somebody because F you, that's why.
Is that an acceptable penalty for coaches? A 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness if you're protecting your quarterback?
It better be in a situation where you can afford it.
Okay.
Because there's a fine line in football, and it's called controlled aggression, where you want to be the biggest, nastiest dog in the yard, but you don't want to be the one they put down because they can't control. It's the truth.
What Brian Long used to say, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered.
Yeah. And the same is true on a football field. You got to be hungry, not greedy. You got to get out there and go hunt up some knees, but you don't want 15 yards doing it. Try to be as dirty as possible while not seeing yellow flags fly. It's always up against the edge of the rules of engagement.
Well, since you missed that feeling, we should just start doing that here in the station.
Yeah, you can kill me
these other stations. We're a band. We're a band, Fletch.
Oh, Boyer's a marked man.
He's
murdering.
He's the closest.
Can you imagine if, like, at the water cooler, like twice a week, we get a phone call from Noreen at Bolito because I've broken a hip and an ankle, and they're just like, look, we are running out of engineers. We know that they use up the coffee and they don't replace it, but for the love of God, stop hitting people.
Whatever you do, don't go after LaDonna. She could kick your ass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'd steer clear.
Well, she's one of those players that you understand, like, she's just the baddest dog on the yard. She's the Aaron Donald of the group. Like, you just don't want to piss her off too bad.
Yeah. Right. They'd get angry at the hitting, but man, they love those internet clicks. They love that social media content.
We got to get your numbers off. Could you hit Jesse Lozano in the face, maybe with your elbow?
Oh, I know how we do it.
Yeah.
We say former NFL offensive lineman, pre-diagnosis with CTE, is injuring people in his office.
Just put sad music over it instead. It's just like Sarah McLachlan while you see me just foaming from the mouth.
I know it's not funny to joke about, but that would get clicks.
It is kind of funny though.
Yeah. And by the way, it is coming my way soon. So let's just enjoy old Richie while we got him.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. It's gonna be a sad ending. Anyways.
Oh, LaDonna's walking by. She heard us talking.
Yeah. Koga newswoman LaDonna Harvey involved in a triple homicide at iHeart San Diego. We got prime time, baby, coming up starting tomorrow. New York Giants taking on the San Francisco 49ers in the Bay Area. That's where it starts tomorrow night. I guess we won't do the deep dive until tomorrow on that one, so I'll tee up the rest of the slate. There's 4 primetime games because of the doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Steelers at Raiders for Sunday Night Football, and then that doubleheader on Monday is going to be the Eagles in Tampa Bay, Rams in Cincinnati. So among those 4 matchups, which one stands out to you as the best of those 4?
I would say Eagles, Tampa. You got 2-2-0 teams going at it. Baker Mayfield's actually looked really good with the Bucs.
Sneaky good season.
Sneaky, and Mike Evans looks a little revitalized. I think he's fighting for a bigger contract, and he wants to sign one more before he's done in the NFL. So, look, the Bucs are scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rams and Bengals possible Super Bowl preview.
Probably not.
These are two teams that I mean, that could be an interesting game because you have the Rams trying to prove themselves, and you have the Bengals trying to fix themselves.
Who is the Rams wide receiver?
Puka Nacua.
That guy.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful phrase.
Did they just clone Cooper Kupp and then put him back out there?
He is sensational.
Yeah, he is sensational, and he gets about 25 looks a game. So, if somebody can figure that out, the Rams might be in trouble. However, when Kupp comes back, I mean, it could get dangerous.
Well, Puka Nacua is the most rostered player this week in fantasy football after back-to-back weeks of being targeted, like you said, Travis, but also the catches. I mean, this guy, the reason why he looks like Cooper Kupp is the dependability. It seems like anytime Matthew Stafford has to rush and get the ball out, he's throwing it to Puka Nacua. Anytime that there's a big play drawn up and it's going to be, he's looking at one route and then he has a check down, it's Puka Nacua. It's kind of odd that this fifth rounder came out of nowhere and has become the biggest name in terms of skill position players so far this season. But credit to Sean McVay, credit to Matthew Stafford. That is still a Hall of Fame quarterback. That is a brilliant offensive mind coaching this team. And so they're having some success. It's varied, but some success.
And the thing that's underrated about the Rams right now is that offensive line. If you remember the Super Bowl year with Andrew Whitworth, it was a really stacked offensive line. Well, pretty much everyone who was on that O-line is gone, is not there anymore. So last year was their rebuild year on the offensive line, and it was terrible. Got Matthew Stafford hurt, got him sacked a ton. You know, in the first half, this 49ers defense did not get a single pressure on Matthew Stafford.
This is what I was saying, Ben, about this Rams team. A lot of people are sleeping on them because they think all things are static. They're like, well, the offensive line clearly is going to be a question mark. It's like, yes, I understand. They were bad last year, but things aren't static. Like, players get better. All those players who were bad last year learned a lot of hard lessons, and then they improve. Like, this is how this works. And so a lot of young players got a lot of valuable reps last year. A lot of injuries on the offensive line, too. So a lot of the depth got reps as well. That improves the whole unit. So, yeah, the Rams, all of a sudden, the NFC West, they're one of those teams to look out for. And if they win on the road at Cincinnati after beating Seattle and then going toe-to-toe with the Niners, only lost that game by 7 points. Holy smokes, we got to start talking about L.A. a little bit.
And if Cincy goes to 0-3 on the year, do you just shut down Joe Burrow?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
No,
Week 3 is done.
But you've heard the stats about 0-2 teams making the playoffs. It's like 11% overall time. I mean, it's changed now with the longer schedule, but 0-3 teams don't make the playoffs.
To your point, Fletch, and I can guarantee this being the case, if somehow this is a blowout in the first half, I could see him bowing out and them using the calf as the excuse and getting this guy right, because there's something wrong with him. He re-aggravated the calf last week against the Ravens. He hasn't looked right so far this season. So I do think if they're 0-3, I could see a potential of them trotting out somebody else in week 4.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's issues with the calf already, doesn't that lead to more susceptibility around the other places of the leg?
Well, yeah, any injury. So if you have a quad or a hamstring or a knee, it could affect your back. It could affect your ankles. A calf, here's the concern I have.
That's why the Good Feet store is so important.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what? Somebody call Joe Burrow.
somebody get on the horn with
Don't
him.
get this right.
I'm going to get him in with Richard Moore, the Good Feet Store CEO, and we're going to get that calf better in a hurry. My calves feel fine. I've been wearing these arch supports. Joe Burrow, gosh. If only. Look, the point is,
I have no calf problems, so Fletch, you got calf problems?
Hell no. I'm strengtheners all day, every day. I
we
feel strong.
we know the problem then.
Here's the reality of the situation for the Cincinnati Bengals. They've dug themselves a hole early this season, and it was one of those years that could have been so special for them, but it can be over before it starts. I mean, I don't know. Can you roar back in division and still sneak into the postseason with a crummy record or, a crummy start? Yeah, it's happened before, but it's so rare. It is so rare.
Most intriguing matchup of the week, is it Chargers-Vikings, the two 0-2 teams? Both of whom had high hopes coming into the year.
Yeah, I mean, that is intriguing. I feel like the Chargers should win that. Again, here we are looking on paper.
Chargers should have won their first 2 games too.
That's exactly correct, Fletch. That is exactly correct. However, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how that one plays out.
For me, it's Eagles Bucks. For me, for sure. Like undefeated teams, the Eagles. You want to talk about a team that hasn't looked right? In 2 wins, the Eagles have looked like, hey, yes, we're still that team. We're still super hungry, but. You know what? We just haven't figured everything out. We added a lot of pieces this offseason, and we're super excited about it. We're still waiting for it all to click in.
They're just totally out of sync.
Yeah.
From my eye. Like DeAndre Swift has been their best player for the first 2 weeks. That should not be the first name that we say.
No, I agree with you. There is something very intriguing going on about both of these teams. Baker Mayfield and this Tampa Bay team, they just look hungry.
Yeah, Evans is insane.
Yeah.
And what you can say about Baker Mayfield, that dude can inspire.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's a great leader. I'm telling you right now, there are certain guys, and I'll call it out by name because it's been all over the news for the past 3 or 4 seasons, but Carson Wentz, where, in the locker room, he's not making a lot of buddies. He's not making a lot of friends. It's become a thing. Baker Mayfield is the opposite. Like, yeah, the play may falter sometimes, but holy smokes, that guy, he can lead a group, and he has.
And the Bucks wanted to start Kyle Trask this year.
They did.
Like they wanted to
beat him out.
Right, and Baker beat him out, and that's a lot because of how the locker room feels about him.
Odell Beckham Jr. beat out Tom Brady.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you how coming up next. All right, so he's 30, she's 42. They're both mega famous. It seems like love, guys. It really does. And it's next. I was listening to the free iHeartRadio app this morning. I wake up, I usually pop in my headphones and I listen while I'm getting ready, going out the door. Fox Sports Radio, San Diego Sports 760, usually the stations that I'm listening to. But wherever you are, you could take us with you. The free iHeartRadio app. Just go ahead, find us, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and subscribe, like, do all those things because it certainly helps us out. It'll help you listen to us more, and then send to a friend. That's about as supportive as you can be for this show. Ben, you have something really important to share with us.
Huge.
It's huge.
Ian Rappaport is tweeting at 6:52 in the morning.
West Coast time.
And
yes.
okay.
Confirmed. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
The NFL's biggest insider outside of Adam Schefter has confirmed that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating because Jason Kelce went on his weekly radio hit in Philadelphia this morning and said it's all 100% true.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
so this is big because I've been waiting for a long time to be able to say this. Their celebrity couple name should be Trailer. Travis Taylor Trailer.
I like it.
Okay?
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Trailer Swifty is the combination of those two names. Okay, well, yeah, so that's confirmed. Meanwhile, there are rumors going around about another.
More breaking news?
Breaking news.
Could be just keep breaking the news here.
Eventually, the breaking news won't be so impactful.
We're going to break the news with this
Will
one.
Eric Hosmer be an all-star this season?
We will have that answer soon, guys. We'll get back to you on that one. But one thing that we do know, and we're going to keep our eyes on this story, Kim Kardashian and Odell Beckham Jr. are quote unquote hanging out,
air quotes,
hanging out following her platonic friendship with fellow NFL star Tom Brady. So I guess Odell Beckham Jr. was dating a lady friend named Lauren Wood. And if you're asking, Wood. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
All three. Ben as well. Yes. Wood.
I haven't even seen her.
Okay, please look her up.
Probably.
It's good. The wood is good. So Kim Kardashian, I just want to put this out to Odell. If this is true, if these reports are true, your career is over.
What about Travis Kelce?
No,
He's going to have an album written about him.
Well, yeah, I mean, the breakup. Here's the thing. Like, John Mayer is still a smash success after the Taylor Swift dating fiasco that was a crash and burn.
It's true.
But-
I think she dated a Jonas also. They're doing great.
They're fine. Like,
Well,
she has
yeah,
a good
no,
record
that's
of
true.
like boyfriends, ex-boyfriends taking off after these relationships. But Kim Kardashian literally will put your career in a rear naked choke and will squeeze the life out of your career.
When's the last time you heard about Chris Humphries?
No, I get it. However,
He was a promising basketball prospect at one point.
Maybe Odell likes boat rides in Venice.
Yeah.
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 Because that's where it's headed.
Look what the lady did to Reggie Bush. They took his Heisman away.
Oh my God, that's
You
true.
remember?
Oh my gosh.
How about this? What was the older Kardashian's name who dated the Laker?
Tristan
Oh
Thompson.
no, that was Chloe.
Chloe.
No,
and she was dating.
No, it was Odell Beckham. She married him.
Not Odell. No.
Tristan Thompson.
Not Odell Beckham.
Tristan Thompson.
Oh, that's probably one of them. But the guy that fell apart in Vegas.
Yeah, different guy.
Oh, Lamar
Odom.
Thank you.
Gosh.
Yeah. Odom though.
Odell. Yeah.
It wasn't in Vegas. It was in Tahoe. He was at the Bunny Ranch.
I thought it was right outside. I thought it was in like Pahrump.
No, it was right outside of Reno at the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah, it was a brothel in Nevada.
which-
I knew it was a brothel.
When I worked
It was
in
all hopped
Tahoe,
up on drugs, guys. Drugs.
all the dudes that I worked with would take a boat ride across the lake and go to that brothel.
Listen, I used to call Chloe Clunky Kardashian, and she's not clunky anymore.
Oh no, she is
No.
not.
Surgery, baby.
All right, on the other side, we got to get back to these Padres. AJ Preller, the whole front office, indicted with an expose that was released yesterday. We covered that all. Now, Marty Caswell, our very own from San Diego Sports 760, pregame caught up with AJ Preller. You're going to hear that sound coming up next.
Hour number 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Macy's Backstage. We'll begin with the Padres. They've now won 6 straight games. They beat the Rockies last night 2-0. Blake Snell all but locks up the Cy Young Award for the National League. 7 innings, no hits. Snell has the best ERA in baseball, the best opposing batting average in baseball, and the best WAR among pitchers as the season winds down. Bad news for the Padres. Teams in front of them won yesterday, so they are now 5.5 games back, 10 games left on the year. Elsewhere in baseball, Shohei Ohtani underwent elbow surgery yesterday. He's going to be on track to only hit in 2024. He will return to the mound in 2025 if everything goes well. This all according to his agent. College football reminder, the Aztecs will play Friday night this week, not Saturday. Tickets are available at goaztecs.com. Aztecs opening up conference play against Boise State. Tune into the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760. The head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, sits down with John Schaefer and Rich Ornberger for a full hour ahead of the Aztecs Mountain West opener on Friday night. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Yeah! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. And we are fired up. Damn glad to have you with us this morning. We really appreciate it. And if you're listening to us, any way you listen, we love, right? But if you listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, you could take us wherever you're going, right? You're going to the grocery store, you're going to run errands, you're going to work, you want to listen to us at the office. It's free if you don't have the iHeartRadio app. Download it now. Take us wherever you go. And when you do, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, just click subscribe. Send it along to a buddy who you think will like the show too. That would really help us out. Okay, so huge show coming up. We forgot to give away tickets last hour. We said we were going to give away tickets every hour. We constantly forget to do this. And normally it's a mad dash at the end of the show to give away all the tickets we have. So we're going to be better about this today. So we have Guns N' Roses tickets, a pair for an upcoming show, October 1st. You could go to Ticketmaster.com for tickets and info, or keep listening for those. We also have a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs take on Boise State, a pair of tickets for the Friday night showdown at Snapdragon Stadium. You could go to goaztecs.com for tickets, or keep listening to the show. And we have the 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego, Howlow Scream. So we've got to give away tickets this hour. How do we want to do it?
What's in the box?
Okay. What tickets are we going to put on the line for what's in the box?
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, it's Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
And then we're going to give Aztecs tickets away after the Kevin Acee article or interview, but you have to be listening to the Kevin Acee interview.
Okay.
And we will give SeaWorld tickets away in the 7:45 segment.
Actually, you know what? Let's not timestamp it.
Yeah. Wow.
We're just going to float it. We're going to float it.
Then we're going to forget and give all 3 of them away at the end of the show.
Okay.
No, we're going to do what? We got what's in the box.
But you know what? I always talk to you about this. You have your inside voice and you have your outside voice. And I really want you to work on this. Because when you program our giveaways in the middle of the show, it drives me absolutely effing bonkers.
Okay.
It's fine.
No,
We're
it's going to be great. We'll remember all of this, Ben.
Yeah.
You know us.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we're good at this. Remember?
Something else. If you are listening on the free iHeartRadio app this morning, it's really easy. You look down next to the pause play button. There's a little microphone icon. We want to start integrating this back into our show.
Oh, yeah.
So like Joe Moon is the classic. He's the best talkbacker ever. But use that talkback feature because we want to hear from you every single day on the free iHeartRadio app.
And we'll play it back. So today, or I should say yesterday, we had this giant breaking news story about the San Diego Padres. It was, I guess, dozens of sourced reports from Ken Rosenthal, from Dennis Lin, who's the beat writer for the Padres at The Athletic. And they write this 10,000 plus word article. We read the whole thing throughout the course of our show. This dropped during our show on a Tuesday. So you have the rest of the week to sort of deliberate what all this means, what it means for the Padres as they're on this 6-game win streak. But the focus of the article was the toxic culture. It was described that way by one former Padres staffer. The fact that AJ Preller constantly looks over shoulders, right? You know, again, this is per sources, that AJ Preller has created such a culture of mistrust amongst the people who works with him, that everybody feels like they're being scrutinized constantly. Nobody feels like they can do what they need to do to help the team. They feel like they're being spied on by people that he's hired from outside the organization.
Yikes.
I mean, it sounds like the worst possible environment. However, again, this is per sources. There's a lot of people out there who will talk in anonymity and have axe to grinds. So you got to kind of balance this in your brain, but there were a lot of them. So those are the reports that were added in the details of this article. AJ Preller was on the field pregame. The Padres were taking on the Rockies last night. Obviously, if you're paying attention, 2-0 win, walk-off fashion. Xander Bogaerts goes yard to cap this one off. But before the game, probably the most important thing that happened was a Marty Caswell interview with AJ Preller. Now, Ben, you have the list of questions that Marty asked, and you have all the answers that AJ Preller gave. Now, AJ Preller is not known for being particularly forthcoming when speaking with the media. He's a guy who will say a lot without saying anything. So we're going to play a little game. We're going to play a little game today called Did AJ Answer That Question?
Woo! So we're going to rate this on a scale. So 4 total points are possible, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so each of us will give AJ Preller a full point if we think he answered the question.
All right.
A half point if he just blabbered in nonsense. 0 points if he didn't even come close.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
The first question Marty asked was, there's been a lot of articles about culture in this organization and this front office. What were your takeaways from it?
A couple different articles out on the clubhouse, on the culture. Is there anything that you can address about how you feel about the culture of the Padres as it stands?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like you mentioned, we still have baseball to be played, and our focus is honestly winning tonight, and we know, at the end of the day, 5.5 back, and it's going to be it's going to be a situation where we know it's a long shot to get in the playoffs, but honestly, it's been the biggest focus, is doing everything we can to give us a chance here down the stretch and to make it interesting. And when we get to the end of the year, we'll assess and go from there.
Guys, did AJ answer the question?
I'm going to give that a 0, Fletch.
Yeah, I would give that a 0 as well. However, benefit of the doubt, maybe AJ Preller heard the question as, what do you think about the Padres' chances of making the playoffs?
Right, because Marty asked about the articles written about the culture of the clubhouse and the front office, and he answered a completely different question.
Yeah, I would award no points on that one.
Okay, so Marty thought the same thing, and so she asked the question in a slightly different way, talking about how there's a lot of big dogs in this lineup, and there's been reports not only about the culture but also team chemistry. What does AJ think about that?
I mean, again, I think I think we've said it here. You need a lot of talented players if you're going to win. The teams that win championships have star players, and again, I know those guys. We have a lot of good guys down there. A lot of guys that have won. A lot of leaders. I don't feel it's a situation where those guys are haven't gotten along this season, and that's why we're not in the in the top part of the standings. I really honestly don't feel that's the way. Just at the end of the day, we'll get to the end of the year. We'll talk about all different things, performance, how the pieces fit, how the roster was put together. Definitely there's always some kind of, chemistry component of any team that you put together, but the guys like each other. I think some of that's been overblown, honestly. A lot of that's been overblown. I think all the attention on just Manny, there's a lot of leaders in that clubhouse. We've never put the team together, looking at just one person and saying all the responsibilities on that one person to perform or to lead. And again, we're just looking to win games here down the stretch and to make this thing interesting.
I award him a full point.
Yeah,
full point.
Full point.
A full point. And here's the reason why. Because she asked a follow-up, and because he gave her absolutely nothing in the first question, she has a follow-up, and she said, no, specifically these big dogs, these big-time players on your roster. Right. I mean, and he even named Manny by name. I honestly, he answered the question, guys.
Okay, all right. I was going to give him a half point. The first 2/3 of that answer was kind of I thought, is this robot AJ Preller?
Right.
Am I talking to a recording? And I'm sitting here thinking, operator. I want to talk to an operator. Just let me talk to an operator. And then he followed up and kind of answered it. I'm going to give a half point.
I also give a half point.
Okay,
because no matter what, he still said it's all overblown. It's not all overblown.
Well, okay, but that's
hold
you're
on.
asking him his opinion on it. I don't know. Listen. And I'm not even, I really am not even qualifying this to AJ Preller. I think that's about as honest of an answer as you possibly could give. And I agree with you. He was going down the wrong path at first, Travis. But Ben, he saved it in the end. He actually answered the question with the last 30 seconds.
Okay, so score total right now, Rich, 1 total point after 2 questions.
Yeah.
Travis, you and I are both at a half point.
That is correct.
Through
yeah.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, question
so
number 3.
He's got a failing grade at this point
Right.
for both account.
This came out in the article yesterday from Dennis Lynn and Ken Rosenthal about the relationship between Bo Mel and AJ Preller and how it's been strained. It's been not good this season. Marty asked him straight up about that. Here's what AJ had to say.
Yeah, I think a lot. I've heard all different things. You guys don't talk. You don't speak. We talk, 5 times a day. I think we're constantly talking. Sharing ideas, sharing thoughts. I'm asking him his opinion all the time, and and getting his feedback, and letting him run his club. So, I think from that point in time, we're always talking. We're always having conversation. We have a tight relationship, and at the end of the day, he's expect him to continue to lead this team here down the stretch, and hopefully get us in a playoff spot here in the last couple of weeks.
The bigger.
I'm going to be honest with you. I award him 2 points through 3 questions. Because if the question was, hey, describe your relationship with Bob Melvin.
The question was, there are reports that it's not a good relationship. Can you speak on that?
Right.
And he did not. He changed the question. What he said is, you guys often say that we don't talk. We talk 5 times a day. That says nothing about the relationship.
He did say we have a tight relationship.
Yeah, I give a full point on that, too. I think he answered that. What else is he going to say? Yeah, you're right. It's terrible.
I've heard all different things. You guys don't talk. You don't speak. We talk, 5 times a day. I think we're constantly talking, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts. I'm asking him his opinion all the time, and and getting his feedback, and letting him run his club. So, I think from that point in time, we're always talking. We're always having conversation. We have a tight relationship.
He did say tight relationship.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that part.
And look, if this was a political debate and he's up on the debate stage, that satisfies a question. We move on to the next.
I mean, he didn't pivot at all. He approached the question like the last question he answered about all of these big egos around the clubhouse. It took him a while to get there. I mean, he dove right in with this Bob Melvin relationship question. So right now, I sit at 2 full points for AJ Preller. He answered 2 full questions.
I'm at a 1.5 over 3, so he's got a 50% rate for me.
I think I'm at 1 total point because he did tweak Marty's question.
Okay.
He went from why is it that people are saying you have a bad relationship to no, we talk all the time.
Ben's always been a tougher grader.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
and I got to tell you right now, I am a little shooketh, a little shocked that he actually went this close to head on with questions, because some of these I would think you would just try to do everything you can to avoid and pivot.
Just be like, we're really concentrating on the Rockies right now.
Yeah,
and just
100% that. 100%
what he did
that.
in the first question, which was just, we still have a shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah. We got a great giveaway tomorrow here at Petco Park. We want all the kids to come out. You can get your tickets at Padres.com.
It's Native American Heritage Night.
That's right.
Really excited about that.
So this is the one where we're going to give a preemptive round of applause to Marty Caswell. Come on,
Okay.
everybody clap.
All right. Okay, Marty.
Because in the article, Dennis Lynn wrote that Kevin Acee has been labeled as a micromanager from a lot of different employees and former employers.
AJ Preller.
Right. What did I say?
You said Kevin Acee.
Oh, no, sorry. Dennis Lynn
sorry, Kevin.
wrote
You got
that
AC
AJ
on the mind.
Preller has been labeled as a micromanager from a lot of his different employees and former employees. Marty asked straight up about that. Would you describe your management style as micromanaging? Here's what AJ had to say.
Are you a micromanager? Do you find that to be a somewhat accurate description?
Yeah, I think from my standpoint, like leadership style, I think, we hire good people. I think you try to rely on those people. Yeah, I ask a lot of questions. I know that. I think that's definitely a big part of like what we do is
define a lot of questions. When you say you hire people, you ask a lot of questions. Like you ask about.
I think to me at the end of the day, you always want to ask questions. Honestly, because you want to learn and you want to grow, and just kind of making sure, hey, ultimately, throwing different topics on the table. And letting a group of talented people, talk about that. And you try to, from my position, you try to, get into, this is some, not consensus, but this is, ultimately what we're, from a goal standpoint, this is what we're trying to accomplish. And then, setting some short-term goals and seeing if we can accomplish them.
I mean, full point awarded there.
Really?
100%. Well, he says I ask a lot of questions. He's not going to say, oh, yeah, I'm a total micromanager and I hover over people and I want to make sure they're doing their job because I don't believe they're going to do in their job, because that's all negative to say. So he's going to say, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a micromanager, but I ask a lot of questions. I also like to hire the right people who ask the right questions. I would have given him a full bonus point if he would have said, I ask a lot of questions. Have you ever played What's in the Box with Big Rich, Sheedy, and Fletch? You got to ask a lot of questions if you're going to find out what's in the damn box.
Well, listen, Marty, we ask a lot of questions, and we do that amongst ourselves, but then we open it up to the callers. We have people call over here at the front office.
We got a couple lifelines.
Yeah, we just started asking some of the people who are fans of our like, what would you do? Would you keep Ha-Sung Kim? Should we extend Snell? Like, these are questions that we're going to open up to the general public. And then if they win, we're going to give them Guns N' Roses tickets.
Rich, what's your
okay?
grade?
I'm sorry. I will say this. That's as close to answering a head-on question like, are you this? Right? Are you a micromanager? Now, what he described was something that's really kind of hovering on the border of being a micromanager.
Right.
I hire great people. I ask them a lot of questions. He didn't say I hire great people and they know their jobs and I trust them to do them. That's what somebody who's a delegator would say. Right. Somebody who's a micromanager, who knows they're a micromanager, who's a little bit self-conscious about it because, I don't know, maybe one of the biggest sports publications just wrote an article about how you're a micromanager and looking over everybody's shoulders and everybody's afraid to disappoint dad. Well, then that's how you answer the question. So I do award him a full point. This is okay. And credit goes to Marty Caswell.
Yeah.
Marty, okay, yeah. Round of applause.
Nicely done.
You
Nicely
can
done,
hear her
Martha.
every day on the Darren Smith Show right here on San Diego Sports 760, noon to 3 p.m. She did a fantastic job interviewing AJ Preller because she asked only hard questions.
It was a 5-minute interview, and you got a lot out of it.
You got a lot. I mean, there's no fluff. It's like, hey, AJ, we got some serious reports. Need to ask you some tough ones. And he probably went, yeah, Marty, I see you around here a lot. I'm interested in talking to you. Wouldn't do this for everybody. What's on your mind? And then boom, 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 boom. She asked 4 hardest hitting questions that you could think of. And I give him credit. He answered 3 of them.
So according to you guys, and I'd say he probably gets 1.5 points from me.
Oh, wow.
AJ Preller's a winner.
Wow. Wow.
And for you, AJ Preller, we're sending you to San Diego State, taking on Boise State this Friday night at Snapdragon Stadium. Tickets and info available at goaztecs.com, or just keep listening for your next chance to win. That's coming up tomorrow. In fact, let's offer those tickets to one of our lucky listeners right now.
Brilliant.
844-570-1360. 844-570-1360. If you want to go see the Aztecs take on Boise State, call right now. Be caller number 4 because that's how many questions the hard-hitting Martha Caswell asked AJ Preller. Huge congrats to her because that was a beautiful interview.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, nicely done. And not afraid to ask the questions, which some people would be. Not our Martha.
Not our Martha.
I would be.
Yeah, I would be
wouldn't
too.
straight up say, AJ, you micromanager?
Yeah, I mean, look, we got to know these answers because we're all fans. We're all curious. That was a really, really bad look in terms of that article that released yesterday. So, yeah, I loved it. I think AJ, I actually really do appreciate that he humored the questions first and foremost and took the interview, but also answered the majority of the questions.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought other than maybe that first question, he did a pretty good job of pivoting, skating around what the real root of the problem was and answering the question. Come on. It's good. He did good.
Good stuff there. Okay. Coming up next, we've got to do it. We've got more tickets to give away. What's in the box? What's in the mother beeping box?
Currently nothing.
Well, actually, yeah. I think Ben has to fill up the box.
I think it's your turn.
Correction. I have to fill up the box, and I will. Just you wait. And I'm going to bring it back in full of something, and then somebody's got to guess. So what we're going to do is, because there's still callers on the line right now for Aztecs tickets.
You can hang up if you want. We got a winner. Congratulations, Manny.
Hey,
Manny.
Wait, Manny, who works here?
Yeah, Valencia.
No.
He's going to be there anyways. Okay. So we have a winner on the line. Everybody hang up who's calling right now.
We're going to clear the lines.
We're going to clear the lines, and then we are going to solicit calls for what's in the box for Guns N' Roses tickets coming up next. You know the number to call, 844-570-1360. You could start dialing right now. We will select a listener contestant. We'll play next.
Man, we are less than 2 weeks away of Guns N' Roses. They're going to be at Snapdragon Stadium October 1st. You can go to Ticketmaster.com if you want to buy tickets, or we're playing What's in the Box next.
This update is presented by ChooseMatt.org. We will begin here with the Padres. They've now won 6 straight games. They beat the Rockies last night 2-0. Blake Snell all but locked up the Cy Young Award for the National League. 7 innings, no hit performance for Snell last night. Bad news for the Padres. Teams in front of them won last night, so they are still 5.5 back. 10 games left on the year. Elsewhere in baseball, Shohei Ohtani underwent elbow surgery yesterday. He's going to be back on track to only hit in 2024. He will return to the mound in 2025 if everything goes well. This all according to his agent. And in college football, reminder, Aztecs play on Friday night this week, not Saturday. Conference play will begin for the Aztecs as they welcome Boise State to town on Friday. Listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight, 6 o'clock, right here on San Diego Sports 760. The head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, sits down with John Schaefer and Rich Ornberger for a full hour ahead of the Aztecs Mountain West opener Friday night. When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life or your choices with just one wrong pill. Find medically proven treatment options at ChooseMatt.org.
Big Rich, CD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. And San Diego Sports 760 presents our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. It's happening live this Friday and Saturday from T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. The biggest names of music all on one stage. 2 nights, one stage. What they say. Experience the show anywhere streaming live on Hulu. And listen to our radio at 7 p.m. It's sponsored by HES Solar.
We've got a really fun game that's become a staple here on Wednesdays called What's in the Box. We love it. You love it. And it's what's happening right now. So we welcome in listener contestant Christian. Today is my turn, Christian. I have placed an item in a pine box that Travis has created. The box, just to give you dimensions, is probably about 12 by 12 by 12. You know, it's a perfect cube. And so inside of this squared box or cubed box is an item. You're going to have to guess that item along with Ben and Travis. And by asking 20 questions, you're going to have a guess as to what it is. Christian, do you understand the rules? Know what you're playing for? And are you excited for today?
I am stoked and I understand the rules.
Okay. All right. And,
So,
and you know you're playing for Guns N' Roses tickets.
Yes,
They're going to be out at Snapdragon Stadium October 1st. Now, if you don't win them, you're going to have to go to Ticketmaster.com, Christian, to try to buy these tickets, which at the moment, it's sold out.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to do that.
Yes, exactly.
Really, but you could get information there. Because it's not just tickets, it's also information.
That's right. That's right.
We make sure to read that every time. Listen, I think this is going to be the most challenging What's in the Box so far.
No.
Okay. So you guys fire away and then let Christian ask questions along the way. And we'll see if you can guess it after 20 questions.
All right, Christian. I'm going to start it off asking Rich this. Rich, is it a food?
No, it is not a food.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Rich, can it fit in my hand?
Absolutely 100%. It can fit in Fletch's hand.
Smaller than a hand. Okay. Christian, you got a guess here? And or question. Christian, you there?
Christian.
Something that's electronic.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It is not electronic.
Not
Uh-huh.
electronic. Okay.
Let me try to think about this. No, not even in the slightest bit.
Okay. Not even
No. Yeah.
but there was a question.
You know what? Because the item isn't mine, nor have I ever seen it before. So,
Never seen by Rich before in his life. We got a bonus there.
Now, is this something you would wear?
no, definitely not.
Okay. All right.
Can't wear it.
Not
Can't wear this one.
to wear. Is it an office supply?
It is not. It is not. In fact, I knew you were going to ask that question, and I knew it would limit.
Well, yeah. Well, because we're in an office.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. All
Is
right.
it decorative?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to give you another clue because it's a great question. That is a great question. I'm going to say it's not decorative. It's collectible.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Not decorative. It's collectible. All right. Christian, any question you have top of mind here?
What type of person would collect this item?
That is such a great question.
Wow.
Is it a Travis thing?
Okay, it would skew to a female, and it would be.
That was in your ears, not over there.
I don't think that's collectible. I don't think that's collectible.
Let's just leave it there. It'll
Oh,
absolutely
so a
skew
female audience.
towards a female audience in
Okay.
terms of collectible.
Okay. Is it made of plastic?
Ooh, yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right,
Plastic.
okay, all right. Or female. Fletch, you got here?
Does it vibrate?
Sorry. Okay. All right. Listen. All right.
Does it need batteries?
Okay, but you said it's
It's not electronic.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
Good call, Christian.
it's not something you would wear.
Is it something they would use to like make themselves pretty?
No.
Okay,
No.
All right.
Not
Makeup. All right.
Now, would it be considered like an accessory?
No, you wouldn't consider it an accessory.
Okay.
No.
All right. Is this more for your home then?
I would say so.
Okay.
Home or office. You could have it at either spot. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Good for home or office. Not accessory. Let's see what the
Okay, I
text
can't
line's
believe I
got going
didn't
on.
ask this, but is it something that a female would use in their daily life?
You wouldn't use it in your daily life. No. It's not really that type of thing. Yeah. It's not a daily use item.
Christian,
Okay.
help us out.
Hang
Yeah,
on. Hey, Christian.
913. Give me some more guesses here.
Christian, before you ask your next question, I'm going to let you know that so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 questions have been asked. So you have 9 opportunities left. So far, what you know is it's not food. It fits in Fletch's hands. It's not electronic. You can't wear it. It's not office supply. It's not decorative, but it is collectible. It's plastic. It's for more of a female audience. It's not makeup. It's for home or office, and it's not a daily use item. So, Christian, your next question, please.
I need a second on this, guys. You want to ask?
Yeah, I know. I'm doing the same thing as you, Christian, because I'm trying to think like what would be collectible that maybe is sitting on someone's desk
I was
somewhere.
thinking like a plant or something, but like then he said it's not decorative, so it can't be a plant. It's decorative.
But it's made of plastic.
I mean, you know,
where else do we go with this?
I don't want to get too far in the like. I don't consider it decorative, but maybe somebody else would. I don't really think of this as a decoration.
Is it something you would typically see in someone's house, not on display, but around?
Good question. No, definitely not. Okay.
So it's not like a junk drawer item that like
it's not like
has.
an every. Yeah, no. Good question.
Okay.
It's not an everyday item.
Okay.
Definitely not an everyday.
Does it
item.
have an odor?
It does not.
Okay.
Not odoriferous at all. No.
All right. No odor. This is really hard.
I told you it's the toughest one. And I'm sorry to do it to you, Christian,
and
but
it's,
this is the toughest one.
This is not something that they would that a female would use in their hair or something like that.
No, not at all. And I would caution you against getting too far in the weeds on like the female side of it. Like,
Okay.
It would skew more towards a female audience. I would concentrate more on the collectible nature of this item.
Okay. It's Trav.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what is on a desk here.
Can you play with it?
You could, yeah, a kid would play with it for sure, 100%.
I think I'm on the right track.
Okay. All right. You got something in your head here? Okay. Do you want to say what's in your head to me so I know what questions to ask? Okay. All right. Well, okay. I got you. Okay.
I think.
Hold on. All right. Would this haunt our studio on Halloween?
Wow. Good question. How would I answer this? Okay. Okay. It's not. No, it would not. No,
Okay.
it would not. It's
Okay.
not. It's not necessary. It's not a doll. It's not a doll.
Okay.
It's not a doll.
Okay.
But you
We're
guys
out.
Okay.
Wait.
Is that 20 questions already?
No. I
1,
was
2,
saying
3,
that
4,
was
5,
the
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You have 4 more questions
And
left,
we're-
Christian.
we have like 3 minutes left. So we
Okay.
gotta-
Okay.
I want you guys to focus on collectible. I want you guys to focus on
Huh.
the size of it.
The 619.
What is
619 has a guess. I don't
What
think
is
I
the
can say
item used for?
Great question.
Well, I don't think you can ask that.
You can't
tell us what the item is.
Yeah, what is the item? All right, I
What
will
is the item, right?
I'm going to give you another clue because you're down to 4 questions. I'm going to say the item will be used for showing your fandom.
Okay, hold on.
Item is used for showing your
But
fandom.
Morse code is wow.
Just remember all of these little guesses and clues you've gotten along the way.
I mean, because
Showing your fandom. Is this an inside radio thing?
Yeah, I go
It
to
is not.
no. I see. You know what? So it's got to be something. It's not a doll, but like I'm assuming on the lines of like a bobblehead, but more feminine. So
Okay.
Oh my God. I
Not
know
a,
what it is.
not a bobblehead, but you guys are down to 2 more questions. Christian, do you want to ask the penultimate question here before either Travis or Ben ask the question? Do you have any further questions?
How much would this item cost?
Oh, good. Okay. The item itself would not be very expensive, but it may have an intrinsic value. Like it may be more valuable to somebody than it's the cost to make, if you understand what I'm saying. All right?
okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. You're down to 1 question. You have 1 left. And then you have to guess.
God. Made of plastic.
Is this an item that can be given away?
100%.
I mean, again, it's some sort of figurine. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sports action figure.
Okay.
Okay. But,
Is that your official? Oh, I
but
just gave it away.
what would that? What would it? Would we have to nail it?
Well, I mean, there's no way you'll nail it, but that's good enough.
Shot in the dark. Tony Gwynn figurine.
It is not a Twin figurine.
I don't know if that's skews female.
All right, hang on.
Wait,
I'll
wait.
give you all guesses.
That's why when you said bobble, I was like, oh, it's the Hassan Kid bobble.
But yeah,
because it's female.
Christian won this because figurine is close enough. So congratulations to Christian.
Fire up the winter music.
Yeah. But in the meantime, do you want to take a final guess and see if you could a stab in the dark?
Golly, and I mean, to show your fandom. You know what's in my head as far as figurine when you're like, excuse female. You know the what are those like precious moment people? Like they're like faceless little objects. That's what's in my head. I don't know. Christian, you got a stab in the dark here? Oh, he's on hold.
Okay.
Christian's on hold.
Hang on, let me show you what it is.
Okay, you're gonna bust it out. Meanwhile, Christian, congratulations, man. You're going to go see Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium October 1st. It's going to be a hell of a show. Everybody else is going to go to Ticketmaster.com for tickets and info. And we're going to hope there's going to be some more tickets released here. But you're going, Christian. So hang on the line there. Ben will get your info. Rich has got the box on his lap.
Okay.
What the hell is this thing?
So inside of this box is a Britney Spears.
Oh my God! Oh, Funko!
It's a Funko doll.
Oh,
And this is the slave for you, Britney Spears, with the yellow reticulated python, or I should say Burmese python, to get that right. Yeah. So,
well, very nice.
yeah,
Little
hang
Britney
on.
Spears Funko
Right back
there.
in the box. That is Sarah Beebe's. That is not mine. Hopefully, I didn't just break it. Okay. I am really sorry for driving everybody nuts. But
A Britney Spears Funko Pop.
That was rough.
yeah, that one was rough. That one was
Okay.
rough. But
All
since I drove everybody nuts, let me tell you how I drove here in a Toyota 4Runner.
I thought we were going on the nuts side of it. I was like, who's the new sponsor?
Yeah, gotta talk to you about nuts. No, I want to tell you about my experience with my Toyota 4Runner. I purchased it from your San Diego County Toyota dealers, where customer service is everything. I mean, these people took great care of me. When I went in there, I had a major breakdown. It was awful. I mean, the car completely failed on me on the Interstate 8. I was actually coming to work at the time, and I was just I mean, I need a new car. I bought this old car used, and it was kind of a junker from the second I rolled off the lot. I don't want to talk about the make or the model, but it was just a bad car, bad situation. So I go to Toyota. I wanted to change. I'd never driven a Toyota in my life. outside of rental cars. And I was like, you know what? We just rented a 4Runner, and my wife usually gets motion sickness. And the entire time we were road tripping around the East Coast, she was fine. And they were like, well, and they told me the whole thing. Well, the chassis is different from a lot of SUVs and this and that. And so I test drive the Toyota off the lot, the 4Runner. I bought it that day. And it's because the sales staff weren't pushy. They understood my needs. They informed me about it. We talked about resale value. I ended up buying it brand new that day. I've had it for the past 5, going on 6 years now, and it's been the most dependable automobile I've ever owned. So get to your San Diego County Toyota dealers today. If you're like me and you need something reliable, you need something roadworthy, you need something that fits your lifestyle, whether you need a truck, an SUV, or a car, they have everything you need. Just go to toyota.com, check out the full lineup there. And if you're looking for a great deal, trust me, they're on the website. Again, toyota.com. But if you're interested in saving gas or going green, Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles is for you as well. Toyota, we make it easy. San Diego County Toyota dealers, they make it easy. It is a win, 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 win. Coming up next, tons to get to, including this Kylan Granson's hilarious celebration when he scores his first career touchdown. And I'm going to tell everybody what I had planned if I ever scored a touchdown, because it would have happened and it would have been majestic. That's next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, wherever you're listening to us, we do appreciate it. But hey, take us with you wherever you go. They got a free iHeartRadio app. I've downloaded it. Actually, all three of us have it. We listen to a variety of different shows, but especially San Diego Sports 760. If you like the show, just download it, right? Subscribe, like it. Hit us up on the talkback feature. It's a lot of fun. So if you don't have the app, download the free iHeartRadio app, and they have this little microphone icon. So when you're listening to our show live, you can legitimately hold down the microphone icon. It gives you 30 seconds to talk to us, and it leaves it on our end. We have a little database here where we can hear and listen to anything you send us. So if it's something that's not for the show, that's fine too. But if you want to get your
even better.
But if you want to get your voice on air, if you have an opinion about something we've been talking about, or you want to share something, go ahead, hit us up that way. And if you like the show, share with a friend.
Can you imagine if back when we were doing the naughty word generator, if we used the talkback feature, and then when Darren Smith would come in, he'd listen to him and just, what the hell?
Wow, we blew it. Wow,
Yeah.
we should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are going to start using that a lot. It's going to be our rip line, letter rip line, and so we got some ideas here. So pour in the comments, man. The comments,
joke?
yeah, whatever it is.
Oh, dude, you know what we should also do? Have our listeners and people who listen to the show just name it. What should we call this? What should we call this on 70470? Start your text message with the word team. If you want to text the show, 70470, start your message with team. We need a name for this line that we're going to go to, right?
Even though iHeart's named it the talkback mic. No.
We're going to call it something else.
So, not to, I don't know, poo-poo that idea of the texting, but why not just have people use the talkback feature to name it?
Dude, you're this is why, I mean,
so much smarter than us.
You should see his Christmas bonus. I mean, it is astounding. And every year I'm like, why, Ben? Why so much? And then it's days like these. Okay, so use the talkback feature instead. That is absolutely brilliant.
That's right.
I'm a moron. So go ahead and click that microphone button on the old iHeartRadio app when you listen to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and talk back to us. And then give us a name for the line. We'll go to it. So yeah, Granson, who is a tight end for the Colts, celebrated his first career NFL touchdown with a baby photo shoot.
It's pretty adorable.
So he took a picture with I think it's his wife, maybe it's his girlfriend, I don't know. But with a significant other kissing her, holding his touchdown football,
swaddled in a blanket.
Now, it's days like this where I'm mad you didn't play tight end or like wide receiver so that we could get the perspective from a former NFL player who caught his first touchdown.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, it has to be the most special feeling.
I don't even know how much I can tell you how jealous I am that I have never gotten an official carry. Like, I picked up a ball and ran it for a couple of yards, but it doesn't count as like getting a handoff from a QB, right? I've never had a reception. I've never had a touchdown. I never had any of those things, guys. The most I ever touched the football was as a center, just snapping it. That's not cool. You're handing it to somebody else that's doing cool stuff with it. Like, I'm just putting it on my butt cheeks and somebody's taking it from my butt cheeks and then hucking it around the gridiron.
Probably not the best analogy, but I do feel like offensive linemen are those guys in war that you just send out to get killed.
Yes. The infantrymen. I'm out there. They're like, all right, listen, that guy's in a hole over there. So we're going to Forrest Gump you. We're just going to give you a flashlight and a handgun and good luck.
Figure it out.
Crawl down there.
Yeah.
If you do like 6 degrees of separation, think of how many hands that have touched those footballs that have then touched your butt cheeks. How many hands have been on your butt cheeks?
I mean, at least 6.
I mean, for sure. No,
I mean,
so many more.
It's tossed around the whole team.
Dude, yeah. I'm are you kidding me?
Right?
I'm like the NFL's doorknob. Everybody's had a turn. God bless America.
Ryan Lindley.
He's been back there plenty of times.
Kevin Cobb.
Honestly, and we live in the same town now. Me and Ryan, we might go ahead and go off on our own and work on some center quarterback exchange just for old time's sake. I mean, that'd be cool.
You may be walking through Home Goods and just hear it from behind, like, I know that ass.
Actually, I was walking on the field at Oregon State in Corvallis, the Aztecs' most recent game, and he's come walking on the field pregame, and he goes, "Look at that boiler." I'll know that body anywhere. I mean, it was the exact conversation you just described, but instead of TJ Maxx Home Goods, it was the dam, the Beaver Dam in Corvallis. Okay. Look, enough about this nonsense. We got to get down to business. And when I say down, I mean all the way down to your feet. The Good Feet store has saved my back. These arch supports are incredible. Went into the Good Feet store, 20-minute visit, walked out of there wearing these arch supports. Thought at first, I'm like, this is a little funky, but I put something in my shoes to make my back feel better. But the results have been phenomenal. If you have ankle pain, if you have foot pain, if you have knee pain, if you have back pain, if you have hip pain, you got to get over to the Good Feet store. But also, if you just want to perform better, if you're on your feet a lot, better balance, injury prevention in general, these arch supports are for you. So check out goodfeet.com. You could book your appointment there, find the nearest location to you. We went to the Mission Valley store. Super nice people over there. The Good Feet store, helping people change their lives and live the lives they want to live for 30 plus years. On the other side, we get back to the Padres' recent surge and the discord in the front office. We've got a full slate of NFL. We've got Kevin AC, Padres Insider, our best friend, joining us on the show. So much more coming up next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Wednesday.
Hour number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by ChooseMatt.org. Starting off with the Padres, they win last night 2-0. Blake Snell pretty much locks up the Cy Young Award with his performance. 7 innings, no hits. Bad news for the Padres. Teams in front of them won last night, so they're still 5.5 back. 10 games left on the season. Elsewhere in baseball, Shohei Ohtani underwent elbow surgery yesterday. He'll be back on track to hit in 2024, pitch in 2025. College football, reminder, Aztecs play on Friday night this week, not Saturday, as conference play begins. Listen to the Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight, 6 o'clock, San Diego Sports 760. The head coach of the Aztecs, Brady Hoke, sits down with John Schaefer and our very own Rich Ornberger for a full hour ahead of the Aztecs Mountain West opener. Again, that's on Friday night, not Saturday. When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life or your choices with just one wrong pill. Find medically proven treatment options at ChooseMatt.org.
Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on this glorious Wednesday. We are mere hours away from kickoff of Thursday Night Football. The Padres are an absolute heater right now. Not sure if it matters. AJ Preller is under fire because he has a toxic culture in the Padres front office. And we're going to have some guests stopping by in studio in a little bit. We'll explain that in a second. Also, Kevin Acey, as he does every single Wednesday, our Padres insider and best friend, is going to join the show, and we are going to ask him some AJ Preller questions. We need to know what's going on inside that building. But before we get to any of that, we need a puppy update.
Oh, yeah.
Our
That's
very
a good
own
call.
Benjamin Fletcher, Fletch, as we know him here. He brought home a puppy over the weekend. And what's that little noodle up to, huh?
You want some Brock talk?
We need
You want some Brock talk?
We need a little Brock talk.
I'll give you some Brock talk. Dude, he's honestly been the best. I'm knocking on wood all over the place because I hope he stays like this.
Okay.
Because he's sleeping. He's starting to figure out where he is and isn't supposed to pee and poop. He's teething a bunch and he's using me as a chew toy a bunch, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they have those tiny little sharp baby puppy teeth.
You got that puppy breath.
We're definitely running into an issue, though.
What's the issue?
And I'll tell you the issue. The dog has gotten really attached to me. It has yet to get really attached to the Kendall.
The Kendall is going to have
the Kendall is mad at the me because the dog is attached to me.
Okay. This is what you need to do. You need to encourage and foster the bond with Kendall. So whatever you find to be his favorite treat, whether it's bacon or he has like a certain doggy treat, like start hiding it on her person. So you take bacon and just give her a slap on the butt, like, you know, like how you'll do sometimes with your significant other. Like, you know, you give her, but slather your hand in bacon grease. I mean, at some point she's going to be like, Ben, you are ruining my clothes because every time you slap my butt, you have something on your hands and it's staining. Meanwhile, that dog is going to be all over her. He's going to be.
This is a play right out of As Good as It Gets.
Yep.
With Jack Nicholson. Did you see that movie, Ben?
Never heard of it.
He won an Academy Award.
It's a great movie.
That was his Oscar. An Oscar? Yeah.
What's it called?
As Good as It Gets.
Is it a rom-com?
It has moments.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fun. It's heartwarming.
Greg Kinnear.
Yeah. And was it Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, good. Or no, Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep?
Nah, maybe I'm screwing it up. Look, the point is, Ben, you gotta slap the Kendall's butt with a handful of bacon grease.
That's the point. That's the point.
This dog, I mean, if he doesn't like her, you know what he will like? Bacon.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. We were so close.
We were narrowing it down.
Ladies of the 80s, you guys went through all of them.
We really
Greg Kinnear, Cuba Gooding Jr. God, people in this
all-star cast.
No doubt. Also, the text line, the 913, before we made the figurine guess, had figurine.
Jeez,
gosh, I blew it again.
So
sorry, Jeremy.
No, you did it. You got it right.
But I could have got it minutes before.
Okay, so the Britney Spears, I guess, figurine action figure with
the Funko
Pop figurine with the I'm a slave for you garb. She's got the snake around her neck and everything. Was the item in the box for what's in the box? We'll do this again Wednesday. I believe it's Travis's turn.
I already got something picked out.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't wait.
That's a
can't
big
wait.
deal. That
Yeah.
was a big deal. Also, it was a big deal in Vegas what happened during the Rams 49ers game. This was a little crazy. I know that on our group text, we started talking about that fishy final score. Like all of a sudden we're like, this is odd. 20-10, and we're kicking the field goal, and you're dogged by 7.5. Okay. Interesting. Well, Sean McVay, there was, I mean, it wasn't anything that I'm sure he didn't hear in his own personal life, jokes being told and things like that. He had his weekly press conference with members of the media, and the question was asked, hey, interesting decision kicking the field goal there. Why'd you do it, Sean?
Yeah, so we were setting up that play, and we ran out of time, and we were just too lazy to pick another play. So we were like, well, we already got the field goal unit ready to go, so let's go ahead and send them on out.
I call fishy.
Here's what's interesting about the whole thing. Look, I misspoke, by the way. It was 30-20 instead of 20-10, but it's the same thing.
Same difference.
It was a 7-point loss for the Rams, and for anybody who selected the Rams, they won if they got the Rams on the spread at 7.5. And you hear the old adage, good coaches win, great coaches cover.
Wait, is it backwards?
Nope. Good coaches win, great coaches cover. Well, and that's per the people who bet on teams. All they care about is the team covering. They don't care if you win. All they want is to make sure that their bets are covered up. And so anybody who had the Rams at plus 7.5 left a winner. Now, what's interesting about this field goal decision is it happened with zeros on the clock, or 4 seconds left on the clock.
Right.
So people were like, well, why don't you just throw it down to the end zone if you're going to go for a score at all? Why don't you just kneel on the ball? And so he goes, look, our initial idea was to get within striking distance, and our whole goal was to have it so that we could kick a field goal and do the onside kick, have an untimed down where Stafford can heave it to the end zone. That was the whole idea.
Okay.
So his excuse is, we still had an opportunity to work on our field goal execution in a regulation play, so we did it. And I'm sure there were some people who were furious, and I'm sure there were some people who were happy.
Yeah, it was described on TikTok, and I can't remember who did it. I'm sorry, but someone was talking about it from a football sense. And they were like, when you get an opportunity and the game is already lost, but you get an opportunity to maybe have your 20-yard play to get you into field goal range, practice that, and then get the field goal group organized to get out there and kick. That is invaluable experience for later in the year when you might need it.
You nailed it.
So that's what Sean McVay is thinking. Still smells fishy.
Also,
still smells fishy.
But is it not invaluable to practice we got to heave the Hail Mary play?
Okay, risk reward. So you put your field goal kicker out there to kick the field goal. The chances of a field goal kicker getting hit or hurt on the play, very low. However, if you have Matthew Stafford dropping back, taking a deep drop, they rush 4 instead of 3, and he tries to heave a Hail Mary down to the end zone, there is a chance that he gets hit before he throws, sacked, hit after he throws, and he's your franchise. So I get the thought process, and Ben, to that TikToker's point that he made, absolutely 100% true and supportive of that. And also through the eyes of Sean McVay, he's thinking, look, this is our plan. We're going to execute our plan. Whether we have time to kick the onside or not, we're just going to do it because it is good practice. But
and is that not something you have built into the practice week also? Like in terms of 2-minute drill, getting the 20-yard play, get out of bounds, get the field goal unit on.
Yeah.
But getting that in the actual game with all the pressure on it, even though there was no pressure in this sense, but just the timing pressure and the mechanics of having a crowd there, having noise there, having refs yelling at you, having coaches yelling at you, that's the part that's invaluable.
So what you do in the 2-minute drill, and by the way, it was like they were playing on the road at home, right? You know, you got the crowd noise from the 49ers fans that take over SoFi Stadium every time the Niners play there.
Yeah, we do.
It really is one of those things where I'm sure at practice they had the speakers blaring and they did their 2-minute drill and they set up a situation. I'm not sure if it was that exact situation, but you'll set up situations where it's emergency field goal, and you'll see every team does this. It's usually the holder who comes running off the sideline with 17 seconds left on the clock, spinning a towel over his head. So everybody's alerted, like, we need to run to the line of scrimmage. We need to get set as quickly as possible. That is actually the fastest you can get the operation done, is 15 to 17 seconds is the least amount of time that you can run from the sideline, get your field goal unit set, and get a kickoff before time expires.
It's really easy to get a penalty called on that play because there might be too many men on the field when you snap it if people are still running off. There might be someone lined up incorrectly in formation. Like, that's a play where I feel like oftentimes coaches practice it so much in the preseason that it looks so buttoned up in the regular season. But oftentimes I feel like it would be so easy to F that up.
Well, this wasn't that, because this was one of those situations where Stafford spiked the ball on a 1st and 10. So it was a 1st and 10, and as time expired, they kicked the field goal.
Which is the fishy part.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. And there are going to be, this is one of those classic bad beat stories. So there are going to be people who are like, yeah, I got the Niners plus 7.5. They have just been running roughshod. And so the Rams last season, 2 seasons ago, rather, I'd be worried about it, but they're going to beat up on the, and then all of a sudden it's a close game and you're thinking like, whew, man, I don't know, man. They might end up going for the end zone here. I mean, goodness gracious. And then you see the field goal unit come on. You're probably sitting there holding this ticket. Minus 7.5 49ers going, don't you dare.
I got to find the video.
Don't you dare.
I got to find because the Barstool guys, they do a big, like, they sit in a theater style room during Sundays. And so they're watching the games and they all have bets on every single game. They were so angry when McVay brought out the field goal unit because they knew. And so they all had the Niners.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm
we
sure.
got friends.
Yeah, we got friends. We have guests in studio.
Hello,
Come on
you
in, guys.
Yeah, we got a microphone over there.
Yeah.
We got a microphone over there. So split up as you may.
Right.
But joining us in studio right now, Shari, or is it Chari? Shari Hawkins.
Okay.
Yes,
There you go. Jump on that mic. Grab those headphones.
It's like Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
But my mom didn't want anybody to call me Charlotte. So she just called me Shari. But because of the way she spelled it, she really shot me in the foot on that one.
Okay, so Shari Hawkins is the host of Surfer Girls Surf Pro.
Supergirl Surf Pro.
Supergirl Surf Pro.
Oh, it is super.
We're also joined by Kira Pinkerton. Hi. How you doing this morning? So you're competing for the 10th time in this event. Looking forward to it?
Definitely.
Okay, right on. Hey, talk right on this mic. I don't want to miss a single bit of this. Okay, so Shari, tell us first and foremost a little bit about Supergirl Surf Pro.
Yeah, so I'm a professional track and field athlete. And so this is basically, I just got back from World Championships. And this is like the World Championship version. It's the biggest surf girl competition in the world. And something about, I think, everybody in general, we love watching people be excellent. And when it comes to Supergirl Surf Pro, that is what you're seeing. And you're not just seeing it on the actual waves with these amazing surfers, but you're seeing it with women's skateboarders. There's going to be a women's volleyball tournament. I mean, this is going to be a huge, huge event for women empowerment and people showing up as their best. We're going to see women in excellence, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, happening out the Oceanside Pier, and it's free.
Yeah, absolutely free. And I mean, one of my favorite parts is you're going to see little girls running around in their Supergirl capes. They are going to be emulating their best selves and their Supergirl selves too. And we're going to be able to see Kira on the waves as well, which is going to be really cool.
So in 2022, you weren't supposed to be in the contest, but you got a last minute call answered and you were in the final. You faced off against Sally Fitzgibbons, ultimately coming away with the victory. That's inaccurate? I'm sorry.
No, that was the ISAs out in Huntington Beach, right?
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So at the ISAs, so I mean, you're used to competing at a high level, and this is obviously no different. What does this competition in particular mean to you?
Yeah, this was an event I've been doing since I was 11. I think it was probably my first ever QS event, and it's just always been super memorable because it's for all girls, and I've grown up like trying to do my best in this event, and each year I feel like I've done a little bit better. But not only that, I just feel like just being there with a bunch of girls is probably one of the most amazing events because I don't know, it's very I don't know. Sorry.
Right. No,
it's
you're
okay.
good. You're good.
No, you're great. And I mean, I think that like that's what this is about. It's about being with being with women, doing something to attract more attention to women's sports. In fact, it's something that is near and dear to my heart. My wife is a former NCAA champ. Well, NCAA champ. She played women's volleyball at Penn State and followed her career during my career at Penn State playing football. And it's just incredible because when fans show up for sport, doesn't matter what gender you're cheering for. I mean, you're rooting on people fighting together or individually for greatness. It's the best thing you can do with your time. That's the reason why we're all here talking sports anyways. It's the funnest thing you could do.
Exactly. Kira, when you're out there, a female athlete and the little girls are out there in their superhero costumes and wearing their capes and they come up to you and literally look up to you. I mean, how does that feel? What does that make you feel like?
I honestly like the first few times that girls have come up to me asking for autographs, it doesn't feel real because that's been me my whole life, going up to these girls and like always looking up to them. So having people look up to me is just like this huge change, and it gets a little overwhelming sometimes because I'm like, whoa, like this is my life. Like I am becoming like a professional athlete, and it's sometimes like a little bit scary because you're like having all this pressure on you. But yeah, I just want to inspire younger girls, and that's what they did for me, and I want to do that for them.
And you're getting ready to compete right now. And I guess just something that I want to really hammer home for you as well is that having people being able to inspire the next generation, that is actually the dream.
Mhm.
And I think that a lot of times, because I'm just like you, like growing up, especially when I was younger and I was getting into being, a professional athlete, competing on the world stage, wearing Team USA on my chest, all of those kinds of things. It was I want to perform well and I want to do good and I want to make people proud. And I don't think you understand that the fact that you show up, I mean, we were talking before this, she sat in the ocean for 8 hours waiting for one wave.
My gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I don't think people understand that, right? I mean, my longest practice for track and field has been 10 and a half hours. What's happening is the people that are looking up to you, they're looking up to you because of that, because of the work that you do, because you dedicate your life to such an incredible sport and you're showing up to be your best. And so like, I know you mentioned, I think it's adorable and I love it. And I just like, I want to like squeeze you. I wish you were closer to me so I could squeeze your hand or something. But that's what's more important. Like as you compete this weekend, like I know I'm going on a tangent right now.
No, I like it.
As you're competing this weekend, remember that that's why they love you. They don't love you because you scored high in this competition. That like they don't care. Honestly, I took top 8 at Worlds this year. I went in 16th. So it was a very proud moment for me.
Yeah.
But I was super close. The scores from 8th place to 3rd place were super, super close. And I was devastated that I wasn't able to, take home the medal. I was in 3rd place.
You're a heptathlete.
I was yes, and I was
Yeah.
in 3rd place up until the last 2 events, and of the 7, I was in 3rd place.
Jeez.
And so obviously there was a part of me, a tiny little part of me that thinks, man, I really like. I think probably people were thinking like, oh man, she's gonna take home a bronze, and I didn't. Nobody cared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What they
Yeah.
cared about, it was me showing up as my best version
Right,
of myself.
right.
So yeah, again, I'll digress on that a
No,
little bit.
No.
But realistically, like when you said like it's intimidating, all of those kinds of things, like people admire you because of the work you do and because of like your heart, not because of how you do.
Jeez. I mean, I
Wow.
want to run through a wall right
I know.
now.
Yeah, no kidding. By the way,
You know what?
Rich,
I'm gonna go spend 8 hours in the water
Yeah.
after this show.
I don't even know if I've been up 8 hours straight.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm a good napper.
Can you guys think about when you take a really long shower, you go swimming for a couple of hours, how pruny your hands
Oh,
get?
I know.
Now
Right.
imagine being in the ocean.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
really
want to
gross.
do
Right.
it.
Tell them about what you were telling me about when you're in your ocean, like what happens to you.
Yeah, you get fully pruny hands, and your hands will go fully white, and they'll get all wrinkly, and then it starts to happen to your face a little bit too.
No.
I
Wow.
feel like my cheeks get all like like bumpy and weird.
They bunch up. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
gosh.
if you're
Oh
gonna
my
bring
gosh.
if you're gonna bring your little kids to come and be inspired by these girls, make sure you're letting them know that when they practice, they are doing it at the expense of their skin.
That's for sure. And hair. Your hair is going to fall out.
Oh my gosh.
The
Jeez.
Supergirl Surf Pro. It's happening this Friday through Sunday out at the Oceanside Pier. It is free to go. Shari, Kira, thanks so much for joining us here.
Awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
Can't
Really,
wait to be
really
out there.
cool. Coming up on the other side, we're gonna have Kevin Acey, best friend of the show, Padres insider. We got a lot of questions about him this recent run with the Padres, 6 games in a row. Also, Discord in the front office with the San Diego Padres. We'll cover it all coming up next with Kevin.
Our very best friend in the whole wide world, Kevin Acey, coming up next on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update is presented by ChooseMatt.org. Kevin Acee, our best friend in the whole wide world, coming up next. But first, we'll start here with the Padres. They've now won 6 straight games. They beat the Rockies last night 2-0. Blake Snell pretty much locks up the Cy Young Award. We'll see how the voters go. But bad news for the Padres last night. Teams in front of them won, so they're still 5.5 back, 10 games left in the year. Breaking news out of the NFL. Kareem Hunt and the Browns are going for a reunion after that Nick Chubb gruesome injury on Monday Night Football. Kareem Hunt has signed with the Browns on a 1-year, $4 million deal. This, according to Adam Schefter. College football, Brady Hoke Coaches Show tonight on San Diego Sports 760. Rich Ornberger, John Schaefer, Coach Brady Hoke, going to sit down for a full hour. Rich.
Yes.
Promote the Brady Hoke Show.
Yes. Oh, dude, yeah, it's coming up tonight. It's
going to be talking about.
It's going to be 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to be John Schaefer and myself alongside Brady Hoke, the head coach of your San Diego State Aztecs. We're going to be reviewing Oregon State, the loss to the Beavers, but looking forward to the opening of the conference schedule. Boise State Broncos coming to Snapdragon Stadium Thursday night. Be listening for that.
Tonight, 6 o'clock, right here on San Diego Sports 760. When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life or your choices with just one wrong pill. Find medically proven treatment options at ChooseMatt.org.
Big Rich TD and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. Do you want this a third time here on this read? Okay, we do definitely, because we're presenting our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival, and it's happening live this Friday and Saturday from T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. The biggest names in music all on one stage, and you can experience the show anywhere because it's streaming live on Hulu, and you can listen on iHeartRadio. That starts at 7 p.m. It's sponsored by HES Solar.
Gents, I have a bit of a surprise for you this morning. I didn't tell you this was happening.
Okay.
But address your attention to your computer screens because Kevin Acee live on video.
Yes. Dude, look at this guy. He's got his bowl of oatmeal in front of him or his coffee.
Wait, it looks coffee cup. Look at that.
What's happening? Where are you guys?
Okay.
Oh, we're supposed to be at your house?
Wait a second. We is that, dude, do you have like a little mudroom patio
area? That's right. I'm looking at this handcrafted roof here.
Where are you guys?
What?
Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you.
Are you inviting us to your house?
I should have known that that's all it would take just for me to show you like a little room. Yeah.
I love how Kevin goes, "Where are you guys right now?" And we say, "All right, we'll be there in 15." It's kind of like AJ Preller dodging questions. Like
right.
I'm not going to answer that question, Kevin. Instead, we're going to show up at your house in your driveway. Tell your wife.
If I were AJ Preller, though, I would have started it like this. Like, well, like I said earlier.
yeah. Well, no.
When you didn't say anything earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just concentrating on the playoff run right now. I mean, obviously we're struggling a couple games back. All right. We didn't even play the open for Kevin.
Yeah, hang on, Kevin. Hang on. We got to do this. It's very important.
And if you would like to see Kevin's beautiful face, get on our Twitter account at Big Rich TD and Fletch or our YouTube page at the same address.
Okay.
Kevin Acee joining the show right now, and here is the open.
Bye.
So smooth.
Yes, we're joined every Wednesday by our best friend in the whole wide world, a super duper Padres insider. Kevin Acee works with the Union Tribune as a Padres beat writer, but most importantly, he's our buddy, our very best friend.
Always inviting us over.
Always wants it. Yeah, like we're gonna be over there. We're gonna have oatmeal with him. How do you take your oatmeal, Kevin? Is it brown sugar? Do you use like some of those pumpkin seeds, like some weirdos with the pepitas?
Yeah. What's with that? It's really simple, guys. Some sort of nut and raisins, and then you go to some of these places and they got granola. Why would you put granola into oatmeal? I don't know. Like, why would I put like Lucky Charms into Cap'n Crunch? Well, wait a minute.
Hold on. Hold on. Whoa.
Wait a minute.
You might be onto something there, Kevin.
we actually made not Rice Krispie treats, but Lucky Charm treats here in studio, Kevin. You could have been in here.
You should have
I
been
know,
here.
like I heard about this.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. I
Maybe it's just a
reverberated
dream.
across the nation.
Well, it's because we send you the pictures and we send you a lot of things, and you just sometimes you respond, sometimes you don't, and that's fine because we consider you our very best friend.
Yeah,
listen,
you're secure.
we're totally, yeah, we don't doubt it, not even a little bit. Kev, you've had an interesting 7 days or so. We all read the San Diego Union Tribune. I focus on the comics and the crosswords, and then I throw the rest of the paper away. But there are occasions where I will read. And when I do, I read Kevin Acey. And when I read Kevin Acey and I see, some insight about a certain Padre who certainly has been important to the Padres over the past bunch of seasons, there's question marks about his health and his leadership and the clubhouse culture in general, it piques my interest. So your sit down with Manny Machado, which led to your column about said player, what was the general mood? Because you captured a lot, but what kind of mood was Machado in when you were talking to him?
Well, what led to the story was just like, honestly, observations, conversations over the course of the season, and then weeks of interviews with players primarily and others as well, just about, besides the fact that the big four isn't hitting, right? Like, besides whatever, that the bullpen maybe was super stressed and then kind of melted down for a little bit. Besides the bottom of the order being what it is, right? And I listed those in order. Because the big four is the number one thing. Besides those things, like what's going on here? Like, why couldn't this team win more than 3 in a row? Why is this team historically bad in one-run games? Why couldn't people pull themselves or be pulled out of the funk, the blues, the whatever they got going on with this team? Because like, there's so many teams in the playoff chase, and you're better than these teams. So what's the problem? Okay, so the difference when losing, according to veterans who've been on other teams, can sometimes be cohesion, chemistry, guys pulling on the same rope, a culture, so to speak, right? That word that we hear about all the time. And where does that start? If you have his dominant presence in the clubhouse, it would start there. Now, that's not to say, and I brought up in the story, look, AJ Preller is the guy who put this clubhouse together. Bob Melvin's the manager, and you know what? Like, that's a manager's job too. And then what about the other players? And couldn't they have, taken some things into their hands? For sure. But Manny Machado is so important to this team and such a dominant presence that he was a big part of the story.
Kevin, did anybody in the front office there over at the Padres reach out to you after your article and say, "Hey, what the hell are you talking about, man? This is all this is false"?
Well, everybody that would need to know knew exactly what was coming. As much as any story I've done, like, because of my respect for Manny and others, because of like what was going to be said in there. Like, I don't ever ambush or blindside anyone, but this story, people knew what was coming. When I sat down with Manny, he knew what was coming. He knew what was going to be in it. And so, no, I got a lot of calls. I got a lot of conversations. But for the most part, it was, yeah, you got it, Kevin. You nailed it.
So, Kevin, you and this show now have something in common this year because we've both gone mega viral. This was on every publication you could see all over the country, and Kevin Acey's name was written in everything. But the outcry from certain groups of Padre fans about saying you were kind of attacking Manny. Now, when I read the article, pretty much everything Manny said supported everything you wrote. And most of the article was based off of a lengthy conversation you had with Manny. Where do you think the confusion comes from some Padre fans who thought that this was a hit piece? Because that's not how it came off to me at all.
Well, I don't mean to cop out on it. I'm going to try to answer it for you, man. But like, I don't know, because I got a lot of feedback. I know, I've been doing this a long time. I know when I'm fair. It was a very difficult topic to tackle. So that's going to invite people to have opinions, have strong opinions. There are people that don't like me. There are people that love Manny. Got kind of a ride or die mentality in this world we live in here. So I guess anything bad about Manny would be bad. Yeah, and again, and I say this respectfully, like everyone can have their opinion, but the facts are the facts in terms of like, do you really think that I wanted to put up with all I'm going to have to put up with after this story? Like, if I wrote this story, I had it. I believed in it. It was important. And that has borne out to be true. There have been things said in that clubhouse afterward that some people have taken some things to heart. And, that team has a little bit of work to do in a lot of ways. I want to stress again on the field more than anything, but the story was right. And so that's really all I could speak to.
Kevin Acey joining us, our Padres insider here on San Diego Sports 760. You can read that column along with many others at the San Diego Union Tribune. He covers the Padres as their beat writers. He's also our best friend. And nuts and raisins only in his oatmeal, please. Kevin, I describe Manny Machado this way, and he's going to be around presumably for a long time here in San Diego. Hyper competitive, super tough, moody, a bit of a front runner when it comes to hype and blame. And what I mean by that is he enjoys to be praised, but he really dislikes criticism. I don't put leader in my description when I think of Manny Machado. How close am I?
So that was Rich Orenberger.
No.
I'm already in enough trouble. I don't need to get into all that.
No, but Kevin, I mean, like, okay, if we're gonna play hot and cold, right? You know, like, like I'm just saying, like, with that characterization, like, how warm am I?
Here's what I'll say. I found it fascinating. Well, I guess it's not. I mean, maybe we all do this. Manny's definition of a leader is coincidentally exactly what Manny is, which is shows up every day, plays really well, plays hurt. Like, that's what I mean by shows up every day. Like, he is there. He gets it done. No one has played. And all this stuff was in the story, by the way. Like, no one has played more games than him in the last 9 years. And I mean, in the major leagues, no one has. Now it was like he had like a 10 or 15 game lead. Maybe in the last week it's changed, but let's just, and we're talking played in the field. Until recently, wasn't a DH. Like, this guy gets it freaking done. And for some people, that is a leader. That is like Manny's taking care of what Manny does. He had the 9th highest WAR in the major leagues in that span. So it's not like he was just showing up every day. He was playing really well. That is a leader to Manny. And lo and behold, that's what Manny is. Are there some things like, does, Manny maybe doesn't understand why that you would need any other kind of leader. And maybe that right there, you're not a leader if you don't understand that. So, like a leader that some people need. What I've learned about leaders is you have to be the leader that the people following you need. Like, I would have run for a wall for Andy Green. Like, that is one of the finest human beings I've ever known. He wasn't the leader of this team. Now, look, he didn't have a team. He wasn't going to survive anyway, but I'm trying to give you an example. Like, he wasn't the leader. Rich, I'm sure you had coaches like that. Fine guys, like, or whatever, but like what their brand of leadership, they were like, come on, fellas, and no one was coming, or not enough people were coming to get victories, or they weren't really interested in being a leader, one of your teammates or something, but like people needed them to be. And so, like, there are different kinds of leaders, and that I will agree with Manny Machado all day on, because that's one of his things. I will agree with him that all day, and that's why he's not. The story clearly said he's not the problem, and the story wasn't just about him being a problem. But like, if your team, if your people need a certain kind of leader, and you're not that kind of leader, well then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's right there. Look, one thing I do know is you're a leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
Kevin,
Yeah, no, you're a thought leader. You provoke emotion and
Yeah.
conversation.
That's I accidentally do. Yes. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Kevin, did you ever watch MTV Cribs?
Yeah. Great question. Have you ever watched that?
What do you mean by watch? So like I've seen it. Have I sat down or back in the day set the DVR? No.
Okay, but you know the show.
Like if we were gonna say, hey Kevin, you're on YouTube Live right now with Big Rich, Teed and Fletch, could you just carry your camera around your house right now?
Okay,
We want to see the dog.
Yeah, we did not discuss this, by the way, and we're somehow on the same page.
Like, can we see the dog? Can we see the bathrooms? Can we see the bedroom?
Yeah.
Can we see the walk-in closet?
What's in the fridge? I want to know what's in the fridge.
Yeah, if you open the refrigerator, what are we gonna see? Are we gonna see leftovers? Is
it tidy?
Yeah, is every single like beverage gonna have label out? Like, are you like one of those insane people who like restock every time one thing's missing? Yeah, tell us a little. Yeah, I actually know it. Don't tell us. Show us. Kevin.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. There's lots of reasons for that, but I don't have permission.
Guys,
to do that.
This is code for I've got the sex swing still hanging from the ceiling. It's still hanging from the ceiling.
And this right here is exactly what I knew. There was no win in me doing it. Like I can't do it. Oh well, I'll tell you why.
Kevin, you are simply the best.
And no win is the world you live in. Everything you do is no win, Kevin.
You know what? You're right. And like once I accepted that, everything was okay.
By the way, you sound like a happily married man.
Doing things right, buddy.
All right. Yeah. Kevin, we'll do it again in a week. You're the best. Thanks for the time, buddy.
See you guys.
We love you, Kevin.
We love you, Kevin.
Love you.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay. All right. We think that went really well.
Yeah, I think it went great.
You have to do a thing.
Wait, there's a thing.
You're always pointing at me.
I thought you pointed. You didn't do any of the stretch it out here.
Kevin AC on San Diego Sports 760 is brought to you by Hamul Casino. With thousands of slots, table games, and a sports bar voted San Diego's best, Hamul Casino is always a fan favorite. Quidel Ortho is proud to be the official diagnostics partner of the San Diego Padres. Quidel Ortho has been making a difference every day, changing lives one test at a time.
As the baseball season is careening to a halt here in San Diego, the football season is just getting started, right? We got a Thursday nighter coming up in just mere hours now. And if you want to follow along with the best possible fantasy app, you need to download Underdog Fantasy today. Okay, so you can stake real money and win real money. It's completely legal in the state of California, so no worries there. And they have this pick'em game on Underdog Fantasy. So you pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they're going to go higher or lower on their stats. I did this with a 3-player pick'em, and I won. So 3 players gets you a 6 times multiplier. I put in $5, I walk away with 30. But you can get up to 20 times multiplier if you put in a 5-player pick'em. Ben did this over the weekend. He was legitimately 4 yards short of winning a 20 times multiplier. So it's that easy. Download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to underdogfantasy.com, sign up. And when you sign up, use promo code XTRA. That's XTRA at sign up on Underdog Fantasy. You're automatically going to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. You put in $20, it turns into 40. You put in 40, it turns into 80. You put in $80, it turns into 160. You put in $100, they are going to give you $100. You'll have $200 to go and play with in this pick'em game. I suggest it. You must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your gambling or play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. And coming up next, we close out the show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Wednesday. Do you like SeaWorld San Diego? Do you like going for free? Well, just keep listening. Tickets next. Oh, be sure to listen and follow us on the iHeartRadio app. I was doing it this morning. I have the free iHeartRadio app downloaded. I was listening to San Diego Sports 760 this morning. And what's good about that is if you're going from the house to the car to the office, you can listen the whole way. So definitely like and subscribe to the show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and send it to a friend. We have those SeaWorld tickets to give away, and we should do that right now. Ben, how do you want to do it?
Call in.
Call number 8. I mean,
That's
8th
Kevin
place.
Acey's favorite number.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
844-570-1360. That was funnier than you even think, Travis. 844-570-1360. Caller number 8 wins those SeaWorld tickets. It's a family 4-pack of tickets to their Hallow Scream event taking place from September 29th to Halloween on select dates. Ben, who do we thank?
We do thank Kevin Acey. Also, go check out Supergirl Surf Pro. That's coming up this weekend in Oceanside. Free tickets, Oceanside Pier. You don't need tickets. Show up and watch them all compete. That'll be good times. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Kevin Acey. We love you, pal.
Yeah, we do love him.
Mega viral Kevin Acey.
He did not take us through his crib.
Soon, though.
He
I think we're warming up.
Confirmed via text last night that we're going to dinner.
Oh,
yes.
God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Tomorrow, we must ask you a question.
Oh, and we're going to have Guns N' Roses tickets, SeaWorld tickets, and what else? Aztecs tickets. See you tomorrow.